up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Madison Hill, and yes, it's time for another Pop Off with Madison. For today's Pop Off, I'm going to be talking about this entire Balenciaga scandal and Kim Kardashian because, you guys, there has just been so much going on and we need to discuss. So in case you guys missed it, last week Balenciaga found themselves on the receiving end of some serious backlash after they posted a very controversial campaign involving children. Since then, people have just been going after Balenciaga, and they've also been looking to Kim Kardashian to say something because, as you all know, she is heavily involved with Balenciaga. Between representing the brand and wearing the brand constantly, people were like, hey, yo, Kim, you're a mom of four. Are you gonna say something about this absolutely disgusting campaign? And you guys, finally last night, Kim Kardashian broke her silence. She posted a statement on social media. So we're gonna break down this entire controversy. We're gonna break down what Kim Kardashian said. Just essentially, I wanna break down this entire Balenciaga situation because I'm sure you guys have been seeing discussions about it online. And you know, I always like to be the person you come to tell you what the heck is going on without you having to read several articles and make sense of it yourself. Let me do the work for you. I also want to apologize. I know this pop off is coming super late. You guys know Mondays are my absolute crazy day with my other freelance work that I have to do. So I'm sorry. I know this is coming late and I know you've been waiting for this Balenciaga pop off. Thank you so much for bearing with me and waiting for me to be able to get this video done. I do really apologize. I hate making you guys wait. Ugh, nothing stresses me out more. But enough about that. Also, this is the first pop off of the week, so you guys know I have to check in and see how the House of Hill is doing. So let me know how you are, what you've been up to. If you celebrated Thanksgiving, let me know how it was. All of that good stuff down below. Me personally, guys, I got my fill on green bean casserole, which was amazing. I really spent the weekend just relaxing, enjoying family and friends time, and also doing some online shopping. Not gonna lie, I got a big chunk of my holiday shopping done on Black Friday, which I'm really happy. I did not go out in public. I obviously did it from the comfort of my home. I'm not that crazy of a Black Friday shopper, but I do feel better getting a large chunk of my holiday shopping done. I still have more things to do, but I at least feel better, and it helps my anxiety a little bit knowing that I crossed a lot of things off my list. But enough about me, because like I said, I know this pop-off is already coming late, and I know you guys have been dying to know what's going on with this Balenciaga situation. So straight to the tea, people. I'm gonna go ahead and stop myself. Make sure you put this time code down there in the comments to help out your fellow straight to the tea people. And now let's get to unwrapping these Balenciaga and Kim Kardashian facts. Okay, you guys, so this entire Balenciaga scandal, or Balenciaga Gate, as some people are calling it over on Twitter, all started last week when Balenciaga went ahead and released their new campaign. Now, this new campaign was incredibly controversial, to say the least. It featured children holding handbags that looked like teddy bears dressed in bondage. Also, the way some of the kids were posed, and there were also like wine glasses in the photos. In addition to that, there were also images like this that on first glance don't appear to be anything too bad, but then when people zoomed in on the paperwork, they realized that what was printed on those papers was a Supreme Court decision that involved child pornography. The exact Supreme Court decision is United States versus Williams. I mean, you guys get it. When you take into account the images of the kids and them holding those teddy bears dressed like that, in addition to this printout of this specific Supreme Court case, people were absolutely outraged because they were like, you know what? Balenciaga is seemingly pushing the exploitation of children, and that is absolutely not okay. I'm telling you, people were really going off about this, as they should. It was making national news. People were sharing their opinions on Twitter. People were saying they were going to boycott the brand. And in the midst of all of that outrage, you guys, people quickly entered Kim Kardashian and Kanye West into the conversation. Now, as far as Kanye West is concerned, tons of people, you guys, were pointing out the irony in the fact that Balenciaga was so quick to cut ties with Kanye West after he was out there making anti-Semitic comments, but yet they turn around and release this campaign where, again, they seemingly support the exploitation of children. People were pointing out that this appears to be a double standard. And then as far as Kim Kardashian is concerned, people were saying, hey, Kim Kardashian, are you going to speak out on this situation as a mother of four, considering you work extensively with Balenciaga, you rep the brand, you have a partnership with them? Are you going to say something about this extremely problematic campaign? Now, before we continue talking about Kim, you guys, just a few days after the outrage really started gaining momentum on social media, Balenciaga finally decided, you know what, we probably should speak on the situation. So they went ahead and issued an apology over on their social media, and in their statement, they said, we apologize for displaying unsettling documents in our campaign. We take this matter very seriously and are taking legal action against the parties responsible for creating the set and including unapproved items for our spring 2023 campaign photo shoot. We strongly condemn abuse of children in any form. We stand for children's safety and well-being. They then followed it up saying again that they sincerely apologize. They said that their plush bag bag should have not been featured with children, and they clarified that the campaign has been removed from all platforms. Now, in addition to that, you guys, some fresh tea that literally just happened today. News broke today that Balenciaga has filed a $25 million lawsuit against the production company that produced the photo shoot for the campaign and the set designer. In the lawsuit, Balenciaga claims that, quote, inexplicable acts and omissions made without Balenciaga's knowledge were, quote, malevolent or at the very least extraordinarily reckless. As I mentioned, Balenciaga is seeking at least, you guys, $25 million in damages for the resulting, quote, false association between Balenciaga and the, quote, repulsive and deeply disturbing subject of the court decision. Now, overall, you guys, despite Balenciaga making that apology and filing this lawsuit, people are still not having it. People did not feel like the apology was enough, and people are also questioning why this lawsuit is happening because we're not stupid. We know that people at Balenciaga had to sign off on this photo shoot. It's not like the production company just went ahead and did this whole thing by themselves and the set designer went and did this whole thing by themselves. So overall, you guys, people are still definitely not on board with Balenciaga. And in addition to that, people are also really not feeling Kim Kardashian after she finally broke her silence in regards to the Balenciaga campaign photo shoot. She just posted her statement last night on social media. She said, quote, I've been quiet for the past few days, not because I haven't been disgusted and outraged by the recent Balenciaga campaign, but because I wanted an opportunity to speak to their team to understand for myself how this could have happened. Kim went on to say that as a mother of four, she was, quote, shaken by the disturbing images and that the safety of children must be held in the highest regard and that any attempts to normalize child abuse of any kind should have no place in this society. Now, she continued saying that she appreciates Balenciaga's removal of the campaign and their apology, and she said in speaking with them, she believes they understand the seriousness of the issue and will take necessary measures for this to never happen again. Now, as far as Kim's future with the brand, this is where people are having a big issue with Miss Kardashian because she said she's not fully cutting ties with Balenciaga. Instead, she's, quote, re-evaluating her relationship with Balenciaga, basing it off their willingness to accept accountability for something that should have never happened to begin with and the actions she's expecting to see them take to protect children. All right, you guys, now obviously I have a lot of thoughts about all of this and I cannot wait to get into it with you all. I don't really feel like this is an appropriate situation to be popping champs because we're talking about some very serious accusations. So instead, take the beverage of your choice. We're going to hydrate and send positive vibes to everyone in the House of Hill. Because let's be honest, it's the holidays and we could all freaking use them. Okay, you guys, so let's get into this. So on first glance, like when I first saw one image from the Balenciaga campaign, it was the one of the little boy. I'm blocking their faces for this video because I just feel like these kids' faces have been everywhere and it's not okay. So when I first saw this image of this little boy holding, you know, the teddy bear dressed in bondage, I didn't really think too much of it at first, to be honest with you. I was just kind of like, that's a little odd. I wouldn't want my kid in a photo shoot like that. I definitely wouldn't buy that if I had a child. But okay, Balenciaga, I guess you're trying to push the boundaries. But then when I really took a look at it and saw that there were like wine glasses and kind of a party setup, I was like, that's freaking weird. And then my mind was especially blown when people blew up the fact that they included that Supreme Court ruling on child you-know-what. Once I saw that, I was like, what in the actual F is going on here? This was a choice. This was deliberate. Somebody went, looked that up on their computer, hit print, and decided to, you know, subtly place it in the Balenciaga ad. Like, that was a freaking choice. Because you know what? They placed it just strategically enough that enough was seen that feels to me like you're trying to promote a message. Also, you guys, right before I sat down to film this pop-off, and I want to go ahead and mention this because I don't want to forget. I know if I keep talking, I'm going to forget. But people over on Twitter have been doing deep dives into the higher-ups at Balenciaga, and Balenciaga's chief designer, Lada Volkova, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but people have been doing a deep dive on the Balenciaga chief designer's Instagram, and there are some incredibly weird and disturbing images that I don't care what anyone says, they are not art. They're images involving children and just some weird stuff. If you guys go on social media, you can see what I'm talking about. I have to be really careful, obviously, what I say on here and what I show on here. But if you're interested in really going down the rabbit hole, I mean, people on Twitter are really digging up a lot of dirt about people who work at Balenciaga, which is exactly why, as far as their apology is concerned, I mean, what the heck was that apology? As I stated in my mini pop-off, you guys, that apology gave me the impression that Balenciaga was only apologizing because there was public outrage, not because they feel like they actually did something wrong. Because again, at the end of the day, the question that we all keep coming back to is, how in the heck did this happen? Common sense tells us that multiple people had to sign off on that campaign before it went to print, before it hit the public. I mean, hello, we are not stupid, which is why this lawsuit seems so asinine to me. It seems like Balenciaga is totally trying to pawn off responsibility, and it's like, hello, we are smarter than that. We know at the end of the day, some of you higher-ups at Balenciaga saw those photos, saw that Supreme Court case in there, and still said, A-okay with me, send it on, put it to the public. You are gross. I mean, how else are we supposed to interpret that other than the fact that you condone what those images were putting out there? Okay, sorry, I know I'm shouting and I'm pointing and I need to take a deep breath, but this is all just so crazy to me that this is happening. And you know that there are conspiracy theories out there about the entertainment industry and children. They're absolutely horrifying, and I feel like I've always looked at a lot of conspiracy theories as people just letting their minds run wild and people who have way too much time on their hands. But then something like this happens with Balenciaga, and it kind of makes you stop in your tracks and say, hey, are these people who I thought were off their rocker actually having a point here? I mean, I can't lie to you guys, this whole Balenciaga situation has me seriously freaked out about what subliminal messages are out there. And as far as people's commentary on Kanye West and it's a double standard that Balenciaga, you know, cut ties with him over anti-Semitism and then put out a campaign like this, I do think those comments are valid, but I also want to go ahead and make it clear that just because those comments are valid doesn't make what Kanye West did right. You know what I'm saying? Like, what Kanye West was saying and spreading that hate was not okay, and what Balenciaga just recently did with this campaign is also not okay. Both are bad. You know, as far as Kim is concerned, I feel like she took way too much damn time to respond. I know it was Thanksgiving, but girl, this was a pretty big freaking deal, and for you to take as long as you did to finally speak out, and then when you do speak out, you give us a statement that's basically a whole lot of nothing, like, it does not look good. I mean, I understand that Kim Kardashian has a contract with Balenciaga, and I understand that she wanted to do her due diligence. She said, you know what, I want to find out what freaking happened here, but does that take 6 days? You are Kim Kardashian. I feel like if you want to get the head of Balenciaga on the phone, you can do that immediately. And in that same breath, I guess my question for Kim would be, does it even matter actually at this point how it happened? I feel like the point is that it happened, and that should be enough for you as a mother of 4 to cut ties. I mean, I don't know. You guys know I say this all the time. I am not a parent. I am not a mother. But for me, I feel like those images and the fact that that Supreme Court case was placed in there, that would be enough for me to never work with Balenciaga again. I wouldn't even probably need to do any due diligence at that point, because I would just be like, yeah, clearly the people at the top, they do not have the same morals and values that I have, and I cannot be associated or condone a company who does this. And the fact that she said she is just re-evaluating her partnership with Balenciaga, I'm like, Kim, what are you actually doing? I do not think this is a good look for her at all, especially because she didn't really give anything measurable for what Balenciaga needs to do in order to prove that they do not support the exploitation of children. She just said she's gonna kind of wait and see what they do. That does not put the public at ease. That does not make us feel any better. We wanna know at the bare minimum what specifics Balenciaga is doing. I mean, all of these open-ended statements just really mean nothing in my opinion. I don't know. I guess ultimately I just feel like Kim needs to really reevaluate quickly and cut ties with Balenciaga completely. Regardless, I feel like that is what people are going to want her to do, and I feel like the longer she doesn't, people are really going to start making some very sick and what I believe to be false assumptions about Kim Kardashian, and I do not think she wants those plaguing her career. But you guys, like I said, there are conspiracy theorists out there, and they are going to run wild if Kim Kardashian does not put a stop to her partnership with Balenciaga. All right, you guys, there's all my thoughts about Kim Kardashian and this Balenciaga scandal. I want to hear all of your thoughts and feels down below. While you guys are at it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that notification bell. For more content, make sure you guys follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. And of course, don't forget to keep coming back to my channel to check out my YouTube shorts. If you guys want to show me a little extra love, or you just want to make sure I see your comment, don't forget you can also hit that super thanks button down below. And you guys can also check out all of my merch over at my merch store at houseofhill.com. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.